Hi everyone, it's Niamh here and welcome to my art journaling channel. Today we're going to be using the brand new Dina Wakley gloss sprays and some of her stencil masks to create a page. So I'm starting off with the branches and leaves stencils. For those people who followed my channel for a little while know that I adore this stencil set, and Dina has said in the past that once her stencil sets sell out, they're not replaced. And I would be devastated if I lost one of these. So I actually very greedily bought a second set just so I had two. So that's why I've got double of each of the shapes on here, if you're just wondering. Obviously you could spray this in sections if you didn't have double the stencils to do this. So the new sprays are these beautiful pastel shades in the background. So this page has got the aloe, mineral, carnation and apricot that I've just sprayed all over the masks. And I used another Dina technique where she just puts her other page over the top and flips it off. So you can see I've got some interesting spray on my other page that I'm going to use. Because I wanted to fill in the masks in the background, I didn't want them to be white, I decided I was going to put some of the olive spray in. So my idea was I'd spray in the olive and it would colour the masks, which it did do, but I did lose some of the beautiful colour I had in the background. So I'm just going back in to respray some of that over the top. But in true Niamh fashion, I have completely obliterated any white space. However, you know, you can always put white space in at the end, so it's never a bad thing. But I've got this really, really beautiful pastel-y background that I can do something with. And because it's me, I knew I was going to use some more of those branches on it somewhere. So that's what I decided to do. So I've got this collage face, which I've been using a fair few of these ones at the moment. I really love that it's sort of this just half face peeking out, because you can sort of put it behind anything like it's peeking out through something, which I really love. So I've just glued it down in the middle of the page with some gel medium underneath and over the top. And then I'm getting out my favorite stencil because I just couldn't help myself. So once I've got rid of my, no, what am I doing? I'm spraying first. I wanted to have drips going down the page. So I'm using the new Medieval, which is this sort of steel blue grey colour. And I'm just spraying across the top of my page and letting it drip down. So it gives this gorgeous effect. Then I'm using some turquoise as well, because I knew I wanted to use some turquoise as a bit of an accent colour, and letting it all blend in together. The box I've got is just to make sure that I keep all my gloss spray contained. The gloss sprays are amazing, but they're acrylic, they dry permanent, and they dry permanent on anything. So the front of where I work is covered in sprays until I ended up buying a box. If you do manage to get your gloss sprays anywhere, hand sanitizer or isopropyl spray, alcohol wipes will get it off. So don't panic, but if you can try and prevent putting it on everything, that would be a great job too. So now I've sort of got my drips in the background, I wanted to add in what this lovely young girl is sort of hiding behind. So I'm going in and adding my white space. This is a technique I use a lot because I'm a terror at covering up all my white space, so I tend to go back and stencil it in after the fact. And that gives me a little bit more control as where I want to put it on the page. As most of my pages, I'm not really thinking about what I'm doing as I'm doing it. Sometimes you actually want white in a spot that you wouldn't have got it in the first place. So you can always add it in afterwards. To fill in the gaps, I've decided I'm going to go back with that turquoise and add in some turquoise leaves in the front. And again, just sort of moving the stencil up and down just to fill in the foliage a little bit and to make it look a little bit more natural. So my sort of thinking behind this, I suppose, is that rain sort of coming down and then the leafy bushes in the background and her sort of peering out through it. Art journal pages don't have to have a meaning, it can just be because you're having fun as well. But sometimes I think about what I'm doing. One of the things I always do if I've got a figure on my page is I always put in the whites of the eyes, because our eyes look for eyes to recognize something as a face. So by highlighting that, it sort of brings that face as a focal point into the image. I'm then going around all my little frondy bits and pieces with a white pen, and I'm being really, really loose with how I'm doing it. It's really, really scribbly, especially in the close-up at the end. You'll see how scribbly it actually is. I found through lots of experimentation that the scribblier it is, the better it looks. I don't know why that is. I'm sure there's a scientific reason for it, but until then, I'll keep doing it the way I'm doing it, which I quite like. I originally was going to do black, but because I don't really have any black on this page, I thought that would be a little bit too harsh. So I actually chose a silver pen, Posca paint pen, to do the scribbling over the white. And I actually really liked how that ended up. It just gave, while it gives it an outline, and again in the close-ups you will see that much better, it wasn't as harsh as if I had a black pen over the top. So the final thing I wanted to do is put this word spill on my page, and I wanted to use the medieval spray to tie in with the colour that I had beforehand. Now, to make it easier on myself, I could have just used my paint to do this, but I had the spray out, so why not? So I've just used some washi tape to mask off anything I didn't want it, and then masked off the rest of the page. So you get the effect of the spray. The reason I wanted to keep it with the spray is you get this sort of really loose sprayed effect. You can see that it's been sprayed. If I'd done paint, it wouldn't have the same effect, I suppose, that it did before. The final thing I'm doing is to tie up the whole page together is I'm going back in with some of those colours I had in the background and just splatting them over the top so that everything's sort of coming together, that I've got the foreground and the background connected in some way, shape or form. And that's the end of the story. That's the final page. Oh, no, it's not. I put some turquoise in the eye. So you can see I've sort of got those 3 bits of turquoise. So I'm sure in the background, if you have a look, you can see that silver metallic line around the white. It's just that little bit softer, and those scribbly lines around the turquoise as well. So that's me playing with the brand new colours that I'm absolutely in love with, the gloss sprays. They're fantastic. If you have a look in my description box below, you'll find the links to the range of products that I've used in this video, and some other connections to my socials and so on that you can, if you would like to find out more or see some more things in the future, there's a link that you can find me. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye for now.